Girls of Reddit, what things do guys do to impress you that make you cringe? Constant SZL talk. I'm quite open to flirting. I talk sometimes, but it doesn't have to be a part of every single conversation. One time a guy was showing me some picture he took on his phone. As he's scrolling, tons of nudes from other girls pop up in his camera roll. Like, WTF dude, this is our first date. I don't want to see sketchy pictures like that. At least save them to another album. Edit. We did not go on another date. He wanted to show off how much a player he was, so you'd be jelly. When they try to impress me with their knowledge without taking my own into consideration. For example, this guy recently tried hitting on me in a parking lot. He then started giving me bad car advice. And it was obvious I knew more than him in mechanics. Edit. I never said I was a car expert or into cars. I just said I know more about mechanics than the guy talking to me. Things like that's not a transmission problem. You just need to replace your U-joint or your car is not bleeding. That's transmission fluid, steam coming out from under the hood. Cracked radiator or blown hose. Oh hey. Your car is squealing when you turn the wheel. I'm a grad student. I've had guys try to explain my own research system to me. Immediately bragging or showing off within 5 minutes of conversation. That includes how much you make, your job, etc. One guy at a bar last week grabbed my arm to shout in my ear, "I had cancer when I was a kid." Yeah. Don't do that. I think you would enjoy the movie 50/50. Edit. Literally just went and bought the movie. Tell me how many girls they have slept with. Most of the time they are lying. And if they aren't, then EWW. Dick pics. I'm 37. On OkCupid, and 2 days ago a dude tried to send me one a day after we'd exchanged phone numbers to arrange a date. He is in his late 30s, early 40s. Seriously dude? We haven't even met. WTF. Bash on women. It literally makes no sense, but it's so common. Especially an ex. So tacky. No, I didn't ask about her. And no, I don't care how much of a SLT you think some other girl is. If you bash other women, chances are you speak in a derogatory manner about me to your buddies. Discuss their muscles. SZL prowess. How much they can drink before puking. How much they drank last night before they puked. But, the gun show. So you just dislike bros. Wanna see how many push-ups I can do? Sit on my back and hold my protein shake. Edit. I actually saw a guy do this and it worked. The girl loved it. Edit 2. Talk my so as if that'll make me change my mind and hop on your dick instead. Hey baby. Lose the 0 and go with a hero. He wore a shirt with 2 arrows pointing to his biceps that said "Welcome to the gun show." Cringe and laugh. How was the show though? I have a shirt with 2 arrows pointing to my biceps that says "Obama can't take these guns." How hard did your panties hit the floor? Flaunting their wealth. I'm sure that is a turn on for some girls. But for me and most people I know, it just screams douchebag. Edited to add out, these are the same guys who bitch about how all the women they date are gold diggers. No dumbus. Edited again to clarify. Since there are so many responses asking what I mean by flaunting. It's not douchey to have money or to spend money on nice things. It is douchey to brag about how much money you make and the nice things you own. To make a big show of spending your money so everyone can see how rich you are. Or to act as though being wealthy somehow makes you better than those around you. I flaunt my Costco membership card because it is my life's greatest achievement. Am I safe? Crazy driving. Maybe once I've known you for a while and understand that you have total control of your car, it'll be more comfortable with you driving fast and reckless. But until then, showing me how you can drift around a corner just makes me think you're being reckless with my life. Please stop. Edit. The biggest one for me is lying about the things he's into just because I said I was into those things. If you've never seen Blade Runner, for example, Don't say you have just because it's my favorite film. I can always tell when they're lying about this and I don't think it's sweet. Another thing is demanding to pay for everything. I appreciate when guys pay, but I like to pay once in a while too. This isn't the 1950s and I have a job, so let me treat sometimes. Edit. I want to clarify that I do appreciate being treated to drinks, dinner, etc. Who wouldn't? It's only when I offer to pay and my date refuses to allow this is when I cringe. I don't think this behavior is super common, but I have experienced it with at least 2 separate guys. Just my preference. And it makes me feel good to be able to treat my date sometimes. I love Blade Runner. Wesley Snipes is such a badass. I once went on a second date with a guy who came to pick me up. I live in apartments and try to be super considerate of my neighbors all the time. As soon as I get in his car he starts revving his engine super loud. A. I'm not impressed by that whatsoever, and B. I am sure none of my neighbors appreciated the noise. That was our last date. When they say, I could be with any girl right now, but I chose you. God bless you. OMG, so blessed. When guys give me a resume or tell me why I should date them, I'm real buff. I'll treat you real nice. I make lots of money. I'll buy you gifts. Like I'm some sort of a shallow brainless twit that is looking to hire a boyfriend. I got my Magnum condoms. I got my wad of hundreds. I'm ready to plow. A man once bragged about how many women he had slept with, and without transition, asked me out on a date. He went from talking about Pound Town to asking me downtown. It was, sadly, not a joke. I don't like loud obnoxious guys. Sure, if we're at a bar and you're drunk and yelling, that's one thing. But to just be loud and obnoxious all the time embarrasses me. If we're getting coffee, the people at the other end of the patio shouldn't know what we're talking about. Went out with a dude I got set up with. He seemed okay, albeit not my type. But I'm like, whatever. We'll eat and have an alright time. Nope. We get to the restaurant and as soon as Latina waitress leaves, he starts spewing all of this garbage about Mexicans, saying they're lazy and that he wanted a new server. Awful. I just looked at him, went lamento T scene to sassy, and broke out of there. TL. DR. Racism does not make me wet. Translated. I'm sorry you feel that way. Stone cold. Racism. Not good. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need more notes. Physical assault on the first date. Yes or no? Holy shit. I'm so happy I don't do any of these things. 0/0 is still undefeated. They ask me if they can help me with my math homework because I'm holding a math book. I then explain to them that I'm a college professor and don't need their help. Equating their worth or validity as a human being with their car. In any way whatsoever. Its make. Its model. Its size. Etc. I once had someone introduce themselves to me as I'm so and so. I drive a Lamborghini. Apostrophe. He was bright, intelligent, charming, successful, and didn't have a clue about himself. I was trying to figure out what kind of name so and so is for a little too long. If a guy is trying to impress me, I'm probably too busy being impressed that they're making the effort. Having said that, the last guy to chat me up kept bringing up the fact that he's read all the Game of Thrones books and so is never surprised by the TV show. I failed to see why this was such a huge point of pride. Oh my god, Lana. Read a book. I once had a guy tell me way too many giraffe jokes, but I forgave him. He was hot. I try to avoid giraffe jokes. Not just on dates either. Because I'm always worried the joke will be way over someone's head. And then I would feel bad. Dick pics. You're gross. Thank you. Unless I ask for one. I don't want your junk in my inbox. Edit. Whoa. This blew up. Also, For those of you wondering. Yes. There is now plenty of junk in my box. Yes. I know my username isn't proper French grammar. It's a family joke because one of my uncles has a terrible accent. As a guy, I've never understood why I would send a picture of my penis to a woman for any reason other than she's my GP and I want to know if I should be worried about this lesion. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why would that ever be a good idea? What would that gain? I don't understand. People are very strange these days. The whole "but I'm a nice guy" act. If you really were a nice guy you wouldn't have to tell me that. There was a guy at my college for a semester that would lift his shirt and show girls his third nipple. We all thought he had Asperger's. So it was really painful to watch. Was his name Andrew? My friend likes to do that at the bar. And the guy with a glass eye always one-ups him and takes his eye out. Constantly call me SI. Beautiful. ETC when they've just met me. Example. Hey, what's up? I think you're SI as hell. We should hang out. It makes me feel like a piece of meat and makes you look shallow. Follow me around the gym and strategically place yourself where I can see you lift. I'm busy. Bro. Also. To the one guy who found it necessary to do one-armed rows right at the foot of my bench with 100 pounds dumbbells. You drop it on my foot I will end you. Not impressive. Annoying as FCK. Try to sound too intelligent in conversation texts by throwing in an excess amount of uncommonly used words. Usually this happens discussing things I like. As if they're trying to one-up me on their knowledge of the topic or impress me with the fact they like it too. Edit. Keyword excess. Large vocabularies are nice. Genuine intelligence is obvious. But we can all spot those compensating. Arrogant ones. Guys at the gym that start grunting and thrusting dramatically while working out when a female is present. I'm just the opposite at the gym. I'm pretty self-conscious so I do whatever I can not to draw attention to myself. When lifting dumbbells. For example. I'll stand by the large window that overlooks the pool. And I'll face the window instead of the rest of the gym. Pick up a guitar during a party and play Wonderwall. For your information, I'm not a girl but I cringe when guys thinks that would actually impress a girl. Guys who say they're musicians, guitarists. Who also casually bring their guitars and play some annoying crap not well. That drove me nuts in college HS. I remember being really impressed when I started dating a guy who'd never mentioned he was a guitarist until months in. And then when he played it wasn't to show off. And he was also really good. I married that guy. This might just be me. But talking about how much you work out. Sometimes it's not even subtle. In the middle of a conversation about Harold and Kumar, please don't shout. And I can bench press. Like 130 pounds. I just thought you should know. Also. Sending a friend over to talk to me for you. I thought that sort of thing would stop well after high school. I'm amazed how many guys my age still do this. Shyness can be sweet. But really? I'm not going to eat you. Also. Please don't tell me that for a girl. I'm actually really cool. Edit. Guys. I know that's not a lot of weight. That's just a random example. I have no idea if the last guy who said that actually said 130 pounds or not. I'm exaggerating. Sheesh. Harold and Kumar? 130 pounds? Are you hanging out with middle schoolers? When I didn't have a 360, I played the Mass Effect series at the rec center at my school. In the heat of a battle in ME2. This bespectacled young man sits next to me and informs me that I'm using my sniper rifle wrong. It's okay. Though. Because he's here to help. Actually. People have paid him for his video gaming advice before. So I'm lucky I'm getting it for free. Spoiler, as if that weren't obnoxious enough. Though. He talked all the way through the cutscene where Legion joins your party. Jesus Christ. The stories in this thread make me sound amazing. Hello. Ladies. Lady. Oh how federable. Edit. By popular demand and through you Wolfkin, I have created our federally, a shrine to the neckbuds with whom we share our world. Till girls don't like me. Lately the more unfest for me has been online dating. People with zero social skills. If I message someone, I damn well read their profile first. Try to find some common ground. Ask profile based questions. That seems like basic interaction 101. But so much of the "you're really hot" one-liners, boring. Boring. Or the asking of random, pointless or ridiculous questions like "what's your favorite color?" Well that's a f***ing essential starting point for a relationship, isn't it? If I say orange we obviously can't go any further. Or worse still, a really cringy attempt to be all random lols. Questions about what we would do together in space with a unicorn and a cheese sandwich or something. Just no. WTF. Tell me they are in the army or a marine. Automatic turn off. On the other hand, if they don't tell me and it comes up in conversation later, it's not a turn off. I'm just used to the type that within 5 seconds of meeting them you know what branch they are in and so forth. Edit. Many of you are getting defensive and saying, oh should I not tell you my profession then? It's my life. You're a bitch. Etc. Remember this thread is about what guys do to impress girls. So in that context is what I am referring to. I can tell the difference if they are doing it to impress me or not. Don't worry. Hey girl. I've spent 4 years dodging bullets for your freedom. Hey. Oops, I dropped my Magnum condoms. For my monster dong. Sounds like I just need to get over the whole approach anxiety and I should be set for a good time. Judging from the stupid tea my competitors are pulling. Holy moly. I'm not sure if you all ladies realize this, but we aren't dicks to our friends to impress you. We do it because usually it's just the normal dude jesting banter that allows us to say how much we appreciate our relationships as friends while at the same time masking any real emotion. All gamer girls are hideous and suck at reading endgame content of XXXXMMO. Please someone say playing the guitar at a party. Ugh. I am a guy and a touring musician. And yay, sometimes I'll be at a party and another musician friend will pull out a guitar to show another friend something he's been writing for a brief moment and usually they'll go in another room. But when I see Chad Bro Chill 17 whip out that first act acoustic and start playing Under the Bridge by RHCP trying to swoon all the ladies, I'm mere inches away from grabbing it and breaking it in half. Quick guys. Take down notes of everything not to do. I really hate it when the guy is spending a minute looking at his notepad in between every sentence he says. But the guys I see doing these end up getting the girl. Yeah, FCKing hypocrites. Okay. This isn't that common. But I just have to throw it out there. What in the FCK is up with guys lifting their shirts casually to show their stomachs? Usually while licking their lips. I don't care if you have 6-pack abs. That just makes you look stupid. Not to mention it is usually done by guys that don't really have that great of abs. Just stop. Yeah. You like that? You f***ing retarded? I understood this reference. All I've gathered from this thread is I should never talk to women and order pizza instead. Don't tell me what you're good at doing. Tell me what you're interested in. Besides me. Rants about his ex attempting to make me feel good about myself? Me. Hi, I'm self-conscious about my arm hair. Look, isn't it kind of gross? Something my arm hair him. You have nice arm hair if that were ever a thing, haha. My ex was so hairy it was gross. You are nothing like her. She was just blah blah blah. I don't want to hear anything about her. Edit. For those who are accusing me of fishing for compliments, the context of the conversation was actually about quirky things we were self-conscious about. I had known him for some time. I knew he was into me. I didn't need to fish for compliments. And I don't even remember the specifics of how I said it. I might have not even said look at it. I feel obliged to point out that calling attention to and subtly asking for validation of your physical features is also totally unattractive. Went on one date with a guy. He'd been an extra in some movie where he'd actually had a line addressed to the main character. Now, don't get me wrong. That's neat and we're seeing the movie after dinner just for that 15-second part. But the guy seriously couldn't talk about anything else. Unless it was how famous he is now. Or the autographs he thought he'd be signing after we watched it. He spent the entire meal talking about himself and this 2 days of his life. I only felt a little bad when we watched the movie and his scene had been cut. It was an isolated incident. At least. But one guy said to me, "You should check out this John Mayer song. My mom and I listen to it all the time." Edit. I've had a startling amount of guys try to one-up me on subjects like music and film, especially alternative music. For some reason. Even if they do know loads more than me. I don't give a shit. I want to have a discussion. Not a competition. You know? Spending a ton of money on a first date. I'm sure I'm going to get downvoted, and I know some girls would fling their veganess at guys for this, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like they clearly had no sense of what attracted me. I'm the kind of girl who would much rather be taken to your favorite diner from when you were growing up than a fancy restaurant. Sipping some overpriced Odileel in uncomfortable shoes with some dude I barely know is the stuff of nightmares.